All right. All right. Welcome, Kenny. I saw that you popped
Hey, what's up?
Oh, what's up, dude?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey.
Gentlemen.
Alrighty. So many tabs and windows and doors. Oh my.
Lions and tigers and bears.
No, that was last week with our stories.
Okay.
Um, so, we've been on kind of a little hiatus with everybody being busy on the summer and everything. So, we did play last week. I did not end up streaming it. Just one, that I knew it was going to be a really short session, and two, we didn't have two of our players, so we did our own thing. But now, so to cover last week, you guys picked up in the library when you were trying to find these books, these fairy tales with these pages to try and solve, I guess, the librarian's problem, it seemed like. And you went about it with such an easy, laid-back manner with just using your skills and abilities and magic to get the pages without causing too much of a ruckus that it didn't really entice the librarian or the ghosts to cause a fight, which worked out in your guys' favor, I guess you can call it. You guys got all the pages together, managed to
Look,
get...
we see some arcane shit. We're like, we know what the hell we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, you guys handled it pretty
Just
well.
don't be greedy. Number one rule of magic: don't be greedy.
Well, don't be greedy. Everybody gather here. Fireball! Anyway, so you guys solved the, essentially the fairy tales that were missing their pages. And the librarian had essentially revealed to you guys a gem hidden in one of the books that she was kind of covering with a lot of the parchments on the table. And you found out that it fit into one of the items that you had that was missing gems that you've been collecting throughout this area. You guys moved on and got over to essentially the final room in here after like 2 months of being in this. Finding the room had several glyphs on the ground that just teleported you to a 50-50 shot determining which direction to go. If you failed to choose the correct direction, you did suffer a little bit. I believe Bosch has 1 level of exhaustion, and both Bosch and Silva are currently drained a little bit. I think you guys have like 5 at most or something from your health. But you guys managed to get through it without ending up in the Iron Maiden at the end, which actually closed and created a small gem to complete the last gem that you were missing. Mm-hmm. And now, with those all put together, you guys found your way back to this final room here, knowing that Bosch, from your experience and time spent here, you know that there is a door here that you've never been able to get through. But you guys have explored just about every nook and cranny of this place, so this is the last direction to head. So with that, you guys can... The door is locked, and you do not see a keyhole or any way to pick the door open, but you do see several images spewed across the door. One is in the shape of a necklace, one is in the shape of a sword, and one is in the shape of a scepter. They're each kind of perched about randomly on the door itself. So you guys can kind of figure that the items that you have
will fit into the door.
They don't. There's no indent per se on the door. But as you hold up these 3 items and you hold them towards the door, you see an outline start to appear around the door itself. And it starts to glow. The door recedes into the wall and slides off to the left, opening up for you guys, leading you into a small stairwell that leads up. I think it kind of looks like it leads down in the picture, but it actually leads up.
Fantastic. Who wants to be our guinea pig?
I mean,
Maybe.
I guess if Kenny wants to go, but like I could maybe like wild
Alright,
shape
I'm
and
ready in.
do like some gecko action.
I
We already won the game.
I noticed the bird going, and I'm like, you know what? Let him.
Full sended Birdman.
Full
send it.
send. All right, so
Get that cheeseburger.
the staircase ascending is is narrow. It's actually slightly smaller than 5 feet wide, but you are able to comfortably walk up the staircase.
I make it uncomfortable.
I want to make it
Just-
uncomfortable. Can we hold hands?
What?
I stab both my legs.
Wingtip, like yeah.
It's too comfortable for me. You know, I haven't had enough hardship in my life. Let's see. What does my friend do here? I don't know, you can hear my cat yelling in the background. Alright. Need some new phrases.
Your friends don't seem like they're...
Stomp that box. Let's go.
That sounded more like. Stop that bug again.
Sorry, Shred Lord. Let me try that again. Stomp that box. Let's go.
You have
And it
to-
just fades out another time.
you still do have the distortion from your speech, so trying to communicate with each other in this area is
Oh, that's right.
a little difficult.
I can imagine
I-
he just kind of like
Doesn't
repeats
understand.
back the reverberations, and like it just gets into this weird feedback loop where he just kind of is like they're screeching.
This is the direction of the staircase here?
Yes.
Okay. Just gonna do a sweet, stealthy, sneaky. Just gonna boop, 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 boop. I'm actually gonna wall hop the whole way, like Mario, I think. And then I'll say something like, yeah.
All right. So, as you're ascending up the stairs, hold on before you guys get too far in. You get to the top of the stairs, and I need you to do a perception check. Anybody who's kind of, I guess, the first two people. So Kenny and whoever, if you're immediately behind them.
It's an 8.
11.
From the distortion, you hear 20.
You see nothing. It's not distorting your vision. It's just the sound. Damn it.
Yeah, as in you heard me say 20 instead of 8 through the distortion.
As you get to the top of the stairs, Kenny, you're moving kind of gracefully, stepping up the stairs, kind of trying to avoid any cracks because you don't want to break your mother's back. However, you notice something that sticks out from the wall, something shiny, kind of right at the top of the stairs here. So I'm actually going to back you guys up a little bit. Seeing how you are in second, you could... I'm leaving it up to you if you want to try to stop Kenny.
I'm gonna reach out and grab the bird so he doesn't get overly excited.
So you grab
I'm
Kenny.
gonna point to the shiny because we know birds love shiny.
Hmm?
It's right over here.
Bring it back to my nest.
Just everywhere you go, he just builds nests. But you guys don't spend enough time in the same spot for him to complete his nest, so he's just got a bunch of incomplete nests all over the place.
I notice you pull me back. I kind of give you like a tap on the chest. I'm like, oh, hold up, Shred Lords. What do we have here?
So you notice the shiny, the kind of shiny object sticking out from the wall a little bit. You can do an investigation check to see if you can identify what it is.
How about a strength check to rip it out of the wall?
If you want to try.
Seems like you don't want me. I
Yeah,
shouldn't do that.
I'm not saying no. You can try.
Oh god, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a quick pull. And like do a little like chest pound. Nod to no. It was like 50 feet taller than me. Like, getting pitted in the powder pillows. 13.
13. Let's see. If you beat this, then I'll let you have it. You did.
Beat the wall.
Yeah, so
Take that wall.
you're confident in I guess, well, I don't know about confident, but you have this feeling that you could just kind of pull this shiny object out of the wall. As you reach down to grab onto it, you notice a sharp pain starts to pierce into your hand. You ignore the pain and yank this thing out of the wall. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay.
God damn it.
15.
Where is he?
He's
He's at the
basically
top of the
stopped right, yeah,
stairs.
basically stopped right on top of the stairs.
Just making a new character. Character creation page.
I wanted to see something. So with that, you actually managed to dodge out of this way the last second. You're only taking. You did cut your hand too, so you're taking 19 damage. But as you pull on this
Just 19 damage.
supposed
okay, yeah.
blade out of the wall, you see several spears just kind of just jut out of the wall, creating kind of a fencing in front of you. It rips into your arm pretty heavily. So you technically took half damage from it, but it does pierce through your arm, and you let out this loud shriek as it starts to recede back into the wall. The one that you were pulling on was actually jammed, and you loosened it, triggering the trap.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
So this, as you pull your arm away, and because you guys are kind of like an odd apparition, you aren't bleeding, but you can see that there's several massive cuts into your arm. Probably hurts a decent amount. The spears recede back into the wall, and that one that you did pull out is still slightly stuck, sticking the tip of the blade still out of the wall a little bit. After the pain starts to subside, you kind of look around, and you notice that just before you there is a pressure plate in the floor, right in the middle. Now that you're aware of the trap, you kind of looked for the triggers.
Oh, hold up, Shredlords, and I point to the trap on the ground. Oh, no, massive no biff zone right here. As I'm fucking clutching my arm.
Just like, yeah, no.
No biff zone.
Yes,
Just like my
what?
arm, like the nerves in my arm are like
Damn it.
fucked up, so it's like in permanent shaka. All right.
Like, are you okay? Or?
All about the mindset.
So you're
I walk
fine.
I would just like hop over the pressure plate.
So yeah, the pressure plate is pretty easy to avoid. I mean, if you want to try to disarm it, you can. Or, I mean...
I already disarmed myself.
disarmed myself. I'm unable to disarm it. I am now one-armed.
I am one-armed. I disarmed. I disarmed something.
Myself.
He's nuts, apparently.
Yeah, I'm gonna just avoid the pressure plate.
Alright, so yeah, it is pretty easy to step over. It's a fairly small one, but it's kind of like in the middle of the assumed path to get in. But now that you guys know what's there, it's pretty easy to avoid. So if you want to step over it, you guys can step over it into the room.
Who's going in after the bird?
I'm in.
Okay. So, entering into this room, you see that before you is three... Well, it doesn't look like a pedestal, but there's three pedestals. There's one here, one in the middle, and one off to the left. Each of them has a small stand on it with a small plaque with an image of the scepter, the sword, and the necklace. Obviously the scepter's here, necklace goes here, and the sword goes on this one.
Look, we have monkey see action neuron activated this entire dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's just put them on their proper pedestals wherever they look like they need to be.
Okay. So you take out each one. Who's putting them on which?
I mean, I'll put them on. I'll put the one I'm next to, whatever this one is down here.
That would be the sword down there. I know it looks
Sword.
like
Okay, yeah.
I guess I'll take the scepter then.
Alright.
All right, I'll put down the necklace.
Alright, so as you guys each walk towards them, you see the mounts on these pedestals are kind of starting to glow, and they're matching the color of the items that you have. And you go to place each one on, still being a little bit cautious, but you each set your respective item on the pedestals, and a loud echoing sound just resonates down the hall. It sounds like it's coming deep from inside the cavern, bouncing off walls, and then it comes shooting out. I'm pointing at my monitor like you guys can fucking see
Like
it.
we can fucking see it. Yeah, thanks.
Comes out of the stairs up here, rips past you guys. You guys feel an immense pressure over your body. Nothing painful, but you do kind of wince from it, a small reaction. And just before you, opens up a large portal on these stairs here. You cannot see through this portal. It is just a black mist that is just spiraling in the air.
I throw a Kenny at it.
I really need you to
Wild shape into a bear and throw Kenny.
I mean, is it just sitting there?
Yes, it's just sitting there. It's not like there's nothing pulling you into it. It's just an attractive portal.
Well, what's up here?
That's
Sorry.
that's the portal.
I thought that was what the portal was. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is the
sorry,
portal.
I thought he said, okay, the black mist came up the hallway and activated the portal.
Yeah, basically it shot across the room and then activated the portal here.
Well, fuck it. Monkey see, monkey do. I'm gonna just fuck it. I turned back to the guys. I gave him a little shrug. I turned to the portal, and I walked through the portal, John.
Alright.
Where am I going?
Is anybody else following him?
Oh yeah, I'm totally following.
Alright, so I take
Yeah, what the fuck? Why not?
I take it you're all probably gonna follow him. So with that, you feel your body each step through the portal, and you feel your body kind of contort and twist, and you can see each other moving through this void. And you see images of each other starting to distort a little bit as you pass through what you can only assume as different planes. You see a couple levels of the hells. You see the material plane slowly start to come into more defined image as you guys
Boy.
come whipping through the air. Finally you see essentially what looks like another portal, and it just sucks you guys straight up into it, and you guys return back to your bodies, lifeless bodies that were just outside the crystal. Bosch, yours was slightly decaying in the corner, but because your spirit's returning to it, you are regaining, I guess, your flesh.
Okay.
You kind of look like maybe
Starting to fill
Deadpool.
out the old shell.
But as you come out of as you guys come out of the crystal back into what you recognize as Bahamut's tomb, the original Ford trial area that you were in, you notice that the spirit that had essentially escorted you guys this far is sitting on the pedestal just before you. Where are we? I need to change my camera around. Sitting just before you here, and you see an ungodly expression come across its face as its mouth grows really wide, razor sharp teeth start to appear, and it kind of lets out this devious just laughter. Just I'm surprised you were able to make it out of there alive. Well, no matter. You still will become a sacrifice. You see this creature start
Sacrifice to what?
a sacrifice to the evil that's coming forth, creating a bridge, bringing more of the power forth from the darkness. And you see this apparition start to kind of wave its hand around. I have to change things. Wave its hand around, and basically a black mist starts to appear out of the ground. It kind of looks like dust is kicking up and swirling into an image. And just before you suddenly appears a large multi-headed dragon.
Does it look like the mythical Tiamat?
It does. You recognize it from your knowledge in tales and such, as it's standing tall in the middle of the chamber itself. And you see each of the heads kind of snaking up through the air, and one after the other letting out a loud, thunderous roar as they're each looking at you.
Hail Tiamat?
Does this thing look like it could possibly be like a hologram of some sort, some sort of illusion?
You can each do I think it's an insight check.
I think so.
I think
You
it's
hear in Peepaw's voice. Oh, hell no, I'm not getting close to that thing.
yeah, so you guys can each do an insight check
Clearly, my
To
7
see.
is going to reveal anything about it.
to see if
It actually has
I got a
Does-
7
10.
heads.
John, would I, as a Yuan-Ti, get advantage on this?
do you worship Tiamat?
I have resistance to magic.
I wouldn't say you have advantage on the check.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, my 7 does not tell me much either.
I guess,
What are we rolling?
Insight.
Insight?
Oh, insight. Okay. Oh, just to see if it's an illusion. Big money. It's a 15.
Ooh.
Okay, sorry, just saving throws, yeah. Alright. Is this a saving throw?
No.
Okay.
Am I trying to be charmed or put to sleep? No. Damn it.
Well, no, I mean, like, dex saves on fireballs and shit.
No, I know. I was just making an elf joke.
Oh.
Because they always ask that.
Are they trying to charm me? No, you're unbearable.
God damn it. Rocks fall, you die. Anyways. So, the three of you are looking at this creature, and you start to, I guess, shake a little bit. From the tales and what you guys know from the history of Tiamat, that you guys are pretty much terrified at this current moment. However, Kenny, you kind of feel like you don't entirely trust everything you've been seeing lately, with the fact that we've been dealing with a lot of ghosts and illusions and such. So you kind of feel like something's off, and you actually notice, Kenny, that the eyes on each of the dragon are hollowed out. So essentially the 10 eyes out of the 5 heads, they're all hollowed out. There's no eyeballs in the sockets. So something feels off to you yourself. However, you do notice that your comrades here are kind of shaking in their boots. This, if you want to try and tell them, you can, but you have an assumption that this thing is not as real as it seems. It could.
Yeah. I try very hard to tell him. I go, oh, hold up, shredboards. Oh, who says you need eyes to shred? And I like point to both of my eyes and like do eyebrow up and downs. And that's all I got.
I'm just like,
Can I roll like an insight or a perception?
Understand?
yeah, we need to create a specific
intelligence.
skill. Yeah, it is a specific
Intelligence
skill.
saving throw to see if we got anything from that.
Yeah, that's the
It's
way.
like he's trying to speak to me. I know it.
He's trying to communicate. You can just roll a flat d20. It doesn't have to be a specific check. 10 or higher, you understand what he's shooting for. 9 or lower, you guys are kind of just baffled by this moment.
I love a solid luck check.
All right.
Oh, look at that, a 19.
2
Same here,
19s.
19.
2 19s?
an 11.
Let's go.
So,
11.
you
Clearly, I
guys...
speak
You guys
that
understand
down
me?
on my
You guys like me?
my languages.
Yeah,
Good
so,
work there, Kenny.
so Silva and Yano, you both are, you spent enough time with Kenny that you kind of just pick up on his little, I guess, signals, if you want to call it.
Catchphrases.
Bosch, you have only spent a little bit amount of time with him, but you kind of got the fact that he's not all there. So a lot of things are more upfront with the way he talks. You just got to kind of fight through the weeds of his phrases. So you you caught onto it, and the three of you quickly take a glance over, and you notice that the same thing. The 5 dragon heads are actually missing their eyes. So you, no, I'm not gonna have you guys have the fear. I guess you can call it the fear factor of the
Oh,
dragon
careful with
creature.
that. It's a trademark.
Well, yeah, but I'm not applying it in that same manner. But the fear aspect of Tiamat, you will not have to worry about, as you guys are understanding and thinking that this isn't the real thing. However, it does move forward, and it does seem like it is still something that could easily harm you guys. So we are starting combat now. So roll initiative for me, guys.
Ooh boy.
I have disadvantage on
Oh
this.
my
Right?
fucking tits.
13
Initiative. I have disadvantage on all ability checks. Is initiative an ability check? I think it is.
No,
Solid
No, that's a-
8.
it's
Love
just-
that. For
straight straight ability checks. So
Oh,
if I
okay.
say do a strength check to like climb or whatever, pick something up.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So.
I can nat 20 that.
Alright.
Every participant makes a dexterity check to determine their.
Yeah, that's what it said. So I was like, I think this is technically an ability check.
Sure, it's a dex check.
Who's it?
All right, I'll just roll it again.
I'm confused.
that's-
What are we dex checking?
Your
That's what-
initiative is technically a dex check.
Oh.
So that puts me at 10.
Alright. Well,
It's still rolled better than.
alright. So up first, that brings up Kenny.
Huzzah,
Huzzah.
he seems to say. What does a bird do against a puppet dragon? Light it on fire. Let's see here.
Yes.
Yes. Does anybody have any fire? I will not want to go first, so I will cover my dagger of venom in said venom. Because I don't want to do this. I'll do that. And then as a bonus action, I will just move right here.
Just gonna slide a little bit over here.
Just gonna kind of duck into the back over here.
Yep, you heard bird, but you saw duck.
God damn it. I do have that.
This is actually why I needed a few weeks off. I need to write more jokes. Oh, hell yeah.
Alright, so you coat your blade and take a step back, kind of still uncertain of how powerful this creature might be, but you do realize that it's probably not as strong as what it appears to be. But that brings up Bosch, seeing how everybody kind of rolled under 10 on that one.
You guys all fucking biffed. All right, I'm gonna use my bonus action to start blade singing, and then I'm wondering if I should try and get to the ghost dude. No, I'm just gonna go straight up to the dragon. Am I adjacent to it here, or does it?
want to say no, because that's just its wings that are
Okay,
reaching this
so
corner.
Wherever I have to
Yeah.
get to
Yeah,
be
so
adjacent.
I'll say right there. Because its wings are
Alright,
kind of up in the air, but that'll be right next to it, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna take a swipe with the old sword, which probably misses. It's an 8.
Unfortunately, that does miss.
That big chonky ass.
Dude, it's moving. All right, and then second attack, I'm gonna do a green flame blade attack on it. So another rapier attack. Fuck, 13 probably doesn't hit either.
13 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, that's it for me.
Alright. Alright. So that brings up our, I guess, shadowy-like creature who turns towards Bosch as you had. So, I guess I can kind of turn him a little bit. Turns towards you, and you see each of the 5 heads just cock back, and one after the other lunge forward, trying to strike at you. Oh, my dice is getting dicey. Wow, Jesus Christ. Okay, none of them managed to hit you. I guess your time in the afterlife didn't really slow down your reflexes as each mouth snaps at you trying to bite into you, but you're able to dodge and dip out of the way.
Yeah, I had to do all 5. Dodged up, dipped
Yeah.
down, and dodged.
So with that, it coils back, and you see it kind of snarling, but now that you're a little bit closer, you notice that each of the eyes lets out a little bit of a black mist as they were lunging at you. This brings up no.
Yeah, okay, so first things first. I'm gonna toss a hawk spirit down. My spirit totem. It's 60 foot. Oh wait, it's 30 foot radius. Sorry, 30 foot radius. Yeah, just kind of like sort of around where we are. Or are you making that for me?
That's for you. I'm gonna give you control of it.
Okay.
Alright, so you have control of it. You can move it. I gave it. That's a 30-foot radius on it.
Okay. A second, it's slowly rotating, oddly. My computer is thinking slowly. Can we move?
Rotate more. That?
No, I think it's like computer not happy. Let's cause that. But don't worry about it. So we'll do that, and then oh my god, there it goes. Holy shit. Alright, so that was my bonus action. And then we will throw a spell at it. I'm gonna hit him with some ice knife action. Yeah, because he's pretty big, right? So
Yeah,
I should be able to hit him and not hit anybody.
He's essentially a 10 by 10. He
Got
kind of
it.
fills in like this middle 10 by 10 here. Where his main body is, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, I gotcha. Holy cow, this is taking forever to roll across my screen.
13 unfortunately does not hit, but he has to make a dex save, correct?
Correct, because he has to dodge the, call it,
He got an 18.
the exploding shards.
So
Well, screw that guy.
I don't like this guy anymore. So you call down your spirit totem, and it slams down into the ground, and you can just kind of sense the aura. You can't really see it, but you feel that it's hovering around in the area. And then quickly follow it up with a throw of the ice knife to try and do at least some sort of damage to this creature. Unfortunately, it slams into the ground, but just kind of leaves a small sheet of ice on the ground. It fizzles out, if you will.
Well, I tried. That's all I got. It's the end of my turn.
So that brings up the spirit, the demonic-looking spirit, steps off to the side here, and just kind of lets out a cackle and just, you think that you can handle the spirits? You can't handle any of these spirits.
You want the spirits? You can't handle the
You
spirits!
can't handle the spirits. He kind of seems like he's prepping something. I'll call it a little bit of emotion. I guess if you guys want to do an Arcana check to see if you recognize the somatic component of his spell.
15.
Sure. 9.
Why does your thing keep saying disadvantage? Is that from the
Because
exhaustion?
I have fucking disadvantage on checks.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if...
Because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if you know this in D&D Beyond. You can like right click on the number and just have it do a disadvantage roll or an advantage roll.
Oh,
So you don't have to do it twice.
Oh,
Oh,
I
nice.
did not know that. Interesting.
I got a 19.
Okay. So, even though, Bosch, even though you kind of rolled a little low, you kind of start to recognize it as, it seems like it's a, the motions to go for summoning some sort of illusion spell. You guys don't recognize it, as it seems like it's something more of an ancient magic, but it's, still, the somatic component is pretty similar to the current day way of casting the spell. It looks like he may or may not be concentrating on it, and that's why he didn't do any sort of action this turn. That brings up Silva.
Cool. Can you give me a wolf token? And then,
You need it.
and then I'm going to be in the ethereal plane, sitting right here, staring at him.
Like you're summoning a wolf?
I'm summoning a wolf next to him on the other side. Yes.
Alright, give me a second, I gotta find it.
This is about to get real dumb real quick. I've got the health and everything. I just need control of it so I can move it around.
Alright, so there's your wolf.
Fantastic. And then he is going to... Does the spirit see me?
You said you went into the ethereal plane?
Technically, yes.
Let me see if he's got...
How would pack tactics work here?
You don't have another wolf. You would have to have at least 2 wolves.
No. The wolf has advantage on attack rolls against the creature if at least one of the wolf's allies is within 5 feet of the creature. It does not need to be another wolf.
Oh, I thought it had to be a wolf. Well, I guess technically it would be, because...
Fantastic!
Would you like me to turn into a wolf to make you feel better?
Alright. Well,
it does not seem to have an ability to see between the planes.
That's a nat 20. Cool. It's gonna nat 20 the ghost thing.
Okay.
So that's 4d6 plus 3. Cool.
Jesus.
Nom nom.
It's gonna take 13 damage. Piercing damage as my shadow wolf bites into it.
So.
And it must make a strength save.
Strength save. Oh boy. He's got decent strength. He got an unnatural 20. Actually, he got a 23.
Okay. Well, then he is not prone, but he still takes the damage.
So with that,
Sick of
John,
boy.
did you say he was concentrating on a spell now, or he was about to cast one?
He, from your checks, you gain the knowledge that he seems like he's concentrating on a spell.
Then he's got to make a concentration check.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
I trust John to make his concentration checks.
I don't know. I just was. It made me think about whether or not he was about to do something or had already done something.
No. He did succeed on his concentration check.
No surprise there.
It's fine. This is about to get real dumb real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh, just wait. It's gonna get dumber. So with that, you essentially.
I'm making nasty faces at him.
You can't see me. Alright, so that brings us back around to the top of the order with Kenny.
Alright, Kenny was coating his knife in venom, accidentally cut himself. The venom got an open wound in his arm, so now he's on the ground, writhing. Yeah, so we'll see if we can roll himself out of that one. I'm kidding. It's like, this is a role-playing game. Why do you just keep doing these things to yourself?
I thought that was
your
the point.
decision?
Roll. R-O-L-L. Just goddamn.
How tall is Bosch?
I don't know. I guess turtles are a little above human average height. Maybe he's like 6'6" or something.
Okay. Like, you're pretty sturdy, right?
I don't like where this is going.
Okay. And then,
I'm here for it.
how big is Tiamat Puppet?
It's so it's 10. It's essentially a 10-foot cube, if you will. So it is about 10 feet tall.
Yeah. Okay.
I know exactly what you're going to do, and I just want to hear you say it.
Yep. I get done coating my blade in that sweet, sweet venom, which is mostly just made out of just fecal matter covered in E. coli, and I do a sweet loop right behind my buddy. Yeah, no, give him a sweet tap on the butt, left tap. And I got
Nice.
both my blades out, and I'm doing a sweet, sweet Naruto run. And I go.
Yeah, no, it's inspired.
Hey, love that for me.
Yeah, I'm done. And I kind of I'm just muttering in my breath. I'm Steezy. I am red. I do a quick sweet pop up here, a little jump, and use the shell of my friend Bosch to launch myself over. And I go, I am red, and I am not afraid to drop in as I'm coming down on one of the heads of the dragon here.
For some reason, you're not moving on my screen.
Oh, sorry. I was kind of dragging him and not placing him places.
Oh,
I was just watching it like happen. I was like, oh, this is so cool
Not
for
watching
me.
your own.
Through all of you.
So I do exactly what you were gonna do. So you run around, you pat, on the booty, run up the backside of Bosch and try to leap onto the dragon.
Yeah, just like a diving, like double swords down onto the dragon's head. And one of the heads. A head.
So I'm gonna need you to do.
Oh no, wait.
What?
If I leaped upwards from Bosch, could I get like 2 dragon's head level?
Yeah.
Assuming dragon's head maybe hangs like 9 feet in the air.
Yeah. I mean, if you.
Poor posture. It's a puppet.
It's got 5 heads. Some of them got to be lower.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
do it.
maybe
I'm
I'll
not
get
saying
it,
you
yeah.
can't. I mean.
I'm gonna go for one that I can come down on. Is where I'm at.
Yeah, so you can. I need you to do an athletics check to make sure that you can leap off of your friend, who is completely
Yeah, acrobatics.
unprepared for this action as you guys are fighting. So,
How about acrobatics?
Dude, I'll do an acrobatics check to help him if you need to.
yeah, so I'm gonna actually have an interesting thing happen here. I'm gonna have you do an acrobatics check, Kenny, to see if you can do the little leap up onto his shoulders and leap off of him. I need Bosch to do a strength check to make sure you don't get kicked to the ground from the force of him jumping off of you.
Okay.
Okay, here comes the acrobatics check. Whew, 22.
So,
5.
oof. 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 I did set the DC really low too on that, but so
I get disadvantage on that too, man.
I know. Don't worry. It
Oh,
No.
it won't last much longer as long as you guys last longer.
Yeah, that's cool.
So with that, Kenny, you managed to leap off of the shoulders of Bosch. However, Bosch wasn't fully prepared for it. You don't drop prone, but you do fall to one knee. So I am going to take a quarter of your movement for you to get back
Okay.
up, Bosch. So if you end up moving, I think your speed's 30. So
Yeah.
I'll round it down. You lose 5 feet of movement if you want to move.
Okay.
I mean, he's a little tiny bird. He got little tiny bird bones.
Yeah,
He's a
so-
giant guy.
That's why I'm saying he wasn't. I did not
rolled
put
a
the
5,
DC
man.
very
I rolled a
high. He
5.
rolled a 5.
I rolled a 5. As a matter of fact, I rolled a 5 and a 7. So not even like disadvantage really fucked me that much.
Fair enough.
But with that, Kenny, you do manage to leap up, and are you trying to land on the heads, or are you just trying to stab as you go through the air?
like the goal would be to like arms both raised in the air, two blades, and then stab down on a head, and maybe just like kind of just full dead weight it and see what happens with it. But coming down on it, I'm not trying to like land on it and live there, and make a nest there and a home and build a family. But like, you know, I do want to stab into the head and then just dead weight and see
All
what
right, so
happens.
do your attack rolls. You're trying to stab with both the short sword and the dagger of venom.
Correct.
Okay, so do your attacks.
Here comes the D of V. Not to be confused with the DMV. Critical hit.
Wait, did you seriously crit hit the?
No, he didn't. He was just
No,
making a joke about
I-
the DMV.
How about what do I have here? I'm gonna use a luck point because this is really important to me.
Hang on.
Uh-huh.
So I can use my reaction to give you advantage on your attack roll.
Oh, right.
I feel inspired.
I mean, you
After the butt
gave me a
pad,
butt pad
ooh.
as a little extra butt pad back. I pushed back into your hand when you were like, oh.
Whoa!
Just-
Whoa!
You
I am
caressed
now
his
over
arm
here.
as he was just
Yeah. Like my movement speed decreased by 5 feet because like, it's just like it moved
got
me.
distracted. I
Right,
feel like
and
the combat, watching the combat as like the evil guy would just be like, what is going on?
Bro love
Right.
is going on.
All right. So like just like whiff that first one, but to kind of do like a quick like, I got this. Inspired. Fuck yeah! 24.
Alright, that does hit.
The dagger of V. Okay, so what does that entail here? The 1d4 plus 3. This is just damn. That's a cool one. So that's 4 damage. Plus. Yeah. Can Tiamat puppet make a DC or a Constitution saving throw? DC 15.
Well, it doesn't have to. As you leap up into the air and you take your dagger of venom and you find one of the heads kind of just snaking up towards you like it's about to try and bite you, you just stab right into the face of it. The entire, the entire image, the creature just kind of disappears. You drop down to the ground, the 10 feet to the ground, just in front of Bosch, as your dagger starts to pierce into the ground, and you stand up, and you look over, and you see that the poison from your dagger magically shifted through the air and hits the ghostly apparition standing next to the wolf, and you see it kind of cringe and lose the magic flowing from its hands.
Ooh. Nice.
And it kind of stands upright. And you see, it's just definitely wincing in pain. You land on your feet, and I don't know, you got, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You got about 5 more feet of movement. But that entire image of Tiamat is just basically poofs into thin air. The black mist just kind of swirls up into the air, drops to the ground, essentially like dust settling.
I'm sorry, this thing here. How do I do this again? Oh, yeah, that is
You
where
gotta press and
the
click.
thing. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this
the thing
guy.
that you're just referring. Okay.
Yes, that's the thing that you essentially injured.
Oh, I throw the short sword of warning at him without any warning.
You're gonna throw it at him?
Yep.
Alright.
Actually, wait. I don't know if I could throw that. Let me try it just a regular dagger.
Throwing.
Yeah, I can't throw the. It doesn't say thrown on it.
I think you can throw daggers.
You can throw daggers, yes. Those all say thrown on them. The short sword of warning does not.
Yeah. So you could do it as an
Blast.
improvised thing, but it's gonna be. Oh, you're throwing that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm set through my regular dagger. 15 damage.
Unfortunately, 15 does not hit. The dagger goes whipping past the creature through the air, and you hear kind of just ting, ting, off the
Ting, ting,
stone
ting, ting, ting.
in the distance. Alright.
Just lost the dagger. That's good.
It just runs past everyone and just, my dagger!
You're right there. Hold on.
Hold on.
The ranger on his last arrow. Hold on.
It goes and pulls it out of the body that he shoots.
Yeah. Oh, gee.
Alright, so with that, it brings up Bosch.
All right. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Shadow Blade at a 3rd level, and then I'm gonna run up to this dude and make 2 attacks with the Shadow Blade.
Alright, so running up. Do your thing.
Yeah. 15 misses, right?
Yes, 15 unfortunately misses.
How about a 23?
23 does hit.
Okay, that's
You're
3d8.
fucking better.
I think your wolf.
Not a very good roll. 6 damage.
Kind of low on that, but nonetheless,
Pretty
you
bad.
still hit him. So that's better than nothing, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So with that, you were a little baffled by the fact that the image had just disappeared before you, and you saw Kenny just land on the ground, and the only thing that seems to be a threat immediately before you was this apparition, and you just come running up, uncertain of whether or not your attacks would land. You unfortunately missed the first one, but you followed up with a solid second swing and managed to strike. Not super heavy, but you did manage to do at least some damage, and you can see the
I
creature
got it.
moving.
Yeah. 6 psychic damage is,
It's
that's
something.
fine.
That brings up
Good as you know.
Oh well. We up. Let me. We're gonna hit him with the whip.
The weeb.
Yeah, we're gonna whip it, and whip it good apparently.
It's not. I have a druid in one of playing with Craig in Baldur's Gate, and I tried to use Thorn Whip, and I missed one time, and I was like, "Damn it!" I'm like Matt.
Dude, I just can't hit dice rolls. That's why I try to usually make them do checks. But that 23,
23
yeah,
does it.
yeah.
It's,
yeah.
I think the wolf hit that too. I think
Hey,
all the 3 of you got
suck on that
pretty good,
7 damage right there. What do you think about that, Chief?
7 damage. So, are you pulling it towards you?
I mean, he's in the middle of everybody. I don't really feel the.
Okay. I think you have the option, right?
I do, yeah, I don't have to.
Alright, so you see the same thing, the apparition kind of, or not apparition, the shadow Tiamat basically disappears, and you crack a whip across the chamber and manage to just snake it in between your totem and Bosch and whip the summoning creature in the shoulder. Doing a decent amount of damage. Well, yeah, I get a decent amount for a thorn whip. Is that all you're doing?
Can I do a perception check to see if they were into it?
If you really wish. I mean, you and
Okay.
Kenny shared a bonding moment a moment ago.
No, I'm fine. I'm just kidding.
Let it be on the record that I have not looked back at it yet. In front of you there, yeah.
I
no.
have not looked
It's
back.
taking a lot out of me to not just. I gotta focus right now.
I understand. I understand.
Okay.
So with that, that brings up this creature, and you see him start to move his hands in yet another arcanic motion. And before you guys could recognize exactly what he's doing, he manages to create another image, just kind of just appears out of the ground. This time, however, it appears in a shadowy-like creature, but you guys kind of, I mean, I didn't have the image itself, but this one strikes heavy terror into each of you as you see the image of a Tarrasque form just before you, slamming its feet into the ground and letting out a hefty roar that echoes off of the walls. I know that this image isn't a Tarrasque, but that's what it is, and you guys do know that from seeing Tiamat appear and then disappear, you know that this Tarrasque isn't exactly real, but it could very well cause harm to you guys.
Do we get any kind of like saving throw to not be terrified, or what do we do?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you guys, none of you guys are frightened
Oh, okay.
because you understand that the likelihood of this creature being able to summon a Tarrasque into this room, one, its size does not make sense to you. Two,
Look, the Tarrasque is one of those things that it's like, this is a mythic creature that no one has seen for millennia because when it wakes up, half the world dies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let the fuck alone.
And it technically cannot be killed as long as a drop of blood is still around. Which is fucking insane. But anyways, so you see that it has summoned this thing, and as a... for his... after summoning it, you see him kind of just give Bosch a little wink. Sorry. He gives Bosch a little bit of a wink and just suddenly Misty steps out of the way. Back up
I'm
over
gonna counterspell the Misty Step.
Okay.
He gets to sit the fuck still.
You recognize the spell motions to do the Misty Step, and you see him kind of start to move, and you just go, no, stay.
Yeah, nothing.
You see him conjure like an anchor and just drop it on the ground. Fuck, what?
Nope. You just grab a hold of his hand and just, nope. Alright, so with that takes up his turn, and that brings up Silva. And your...
Oh,
I think your wolf acts on your turn, or just after your turn?
yeah, I think it acts on my initiative. Okay, so I pop back into existence. Alright, I guess I look at him and, you know what, let's just do a basic magic missile on him. Pew 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 pew! Cause fuck this nonsense. So that's 4, 5, 6... 11 force damage as my magic missiles come back out into him.
11 force
3
damage.
con saves, please.
Yes.
DC 10s.
Con save. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. What's this con? he manages to make it just barely. This
Uh-huh.
with one of them. Or wait a minute. He does. Oh, I thought that said 14. Sorry. So he actually does not manage to maintain his con. It was a 4, not a 14. So with that, his concentration check, you notice that the magic fizzling around his hands and the motions starts to fade away, and the Tarask just suddenly disappears.
Gotcha, sucker. Alright, the wolf's gonna take his attack now.
Alright.
Wow, pair of 11s. That's fantastic. Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
Fantastic. 2d.
So yes, its AC is 16. His AC is 15. Ty goes as a defender.
Fantastic. He takes another 13 damage. Make me another strength save.
13 damage. Oh, so it'd be avoid not prone. He got a 12.
DC 13. He is now prone.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Fido bite. There you go. Kenny, this is where you pile it on this asshole.
Yeah. Just straight up kicking the shit out of a dude in a gas station parking lot now.
I'm fine. We're curb stomping this boy.
Just that little
all I
image.
want.
That little image just makes it look like he's prone.
Anyways, that's my turn. I am still technically on this plane of existence.
Okay. So with that, you pop back in and you're just like, alright, we're about to wail on this ass. You start unloading your attacks, managing to disappear or rid the Tarask image from the area, which you're kind of lucky, but on that. And your wolf manages to bring it down, biting onto his arm and dragging him down to the ground, essentially pinning him down for a moment before he releases the bite. But that brings up Kenny. You guys are handling this fight a little bit better than I expected.
Cool.
I mean, it's also
Yeah,
mainly
but
because Tiamat missed its attack, and then you guys broke his concentration on Tarask, so... Well, anyways,
Cool.
Kenny, you are up.
Let's see here. Okay. God, how am I gonna tell this to Bosch? Okay, can we just gotta look through my prescribed notes here. Okay. Right. Because Bosch is new here, we'll call him a Benny. And Benny, if you're a surfer, grew up in the surfing community like me, you know that a Benny is not a local, even though Bosch is from this dungeon. But
even in this plane, the tales of Bayonne, Elizabeth, Newark, and New York extend.
Okay. I yell over to Bosch and say, hey, you Benny, I need you to set the best barrels ever, dude, and tap my shoulders and give you sweet eyebrows.
Okay, dude, I want to, as much as I can, try to crouch so that right as he's at the peak of my shell, I can pop up a little bit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Give him a boost.
And I finally...
I didn't do something with me actually do that, but...
Amazing. I finally stopped clenching my butt cheeks because Yadno's right behind me, and I finally look back just slightly, and I go, oh, it's time to hang 11. And, hang 10, that's the 10 toes, but hang 11, you can think of the, whatever. I'll leave it to the imagination.
I was just thinking that you have an 11th toe somewhere because you're weird.
Yep, I said imagination.
I mean, Hanky's probably got 6 toes.
You do you.
And, yeah, right. It should have 3-pronged, 6. So that would be the other 5 thing. That's just, we'll figure that out later. It's the 5 fingers I have on my left hand, and then my right arm is gone from the thing earlier.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all of your digits.
You're
that maths out.
de-winged.
All right, so who needs an eternal curse on my people to not fly? You know, I can just do that myself. I lock up and I'm just like boom, boom, boom. You know, Kobe, and
You can only say that when you play Flight Simulator.
Okay. Did we switch games? I don't know what to do.
No, I was just joking.
Okay. So I get it. Oh.
It got dark. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool, dude. Like, technically, for someone as rich as Kobe Bryant, dying in a helicopter crash is natural causes.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah,
to a lot
if
of
you have
people
like $100 million, a helicopter is your
Whose
natural
turn
predator.
is it right now?
It's Kenny's,
Fine.
who's still trying to figure out how he's going to just murder something.
Alright, I'm doing the old the 1-2 on my shoe which move. So
Up
I'm
on
doing
Bosch.
this up. I'm gonna jump over on Bosch. Bosch has got a nice setup here. We're looking pretty good. Everyone's on the same page this time. I'm gonna do a big dive. I'm trying to get some air, then just like full like nose dive. Both knives pointed straight down onto this Mr. Magoo here.
Alright, so with that, you leap up off of Bosch and drive your attacks in Dagger Venom first.
Cool. Is that still coded, or did that like?
Technically, it was applied to your last attack, which, surprisingly, the venom damage still affected this creature, but the dagger's initial damage did not affect it. It was a weird little transition.
Daggy of venom. Fuck.
About
12.
Unfortunately,
Short sword of warning.
misses.
Well, isn't
he's
he
prone.
prone? Yeah.
Oh, that is right. He is prone. He got pinned down, so you have advantage on your melee attacks. So you could redo your dagger of venom.
Okay, well I just rolled everything really quickly. So I missed the first dagger of venom, and then I rolled for the short sword of warning.
Yeah, so just roll the
which is a
dagger of venom
19.
again.
Okay, cool. Just making sure we're all on the same page here. Here's the D of V. Oh my fucking butthole. 9.
Well, 12 still misses, so... you miss with the dagger. If you want to roll the short sword to see if possibly you crit, I mean, you're already guaranteed the hit, so you might as well roll to see if you get the crit.
Don't.
So, but nonetheless, you still managed to hit it with the short sword of warning. So, leaping up off of Bosch's shoulders and driving straight down, kind of doing like Link's little drive down with the dagger, the sword itself. You managed to pierce into its body and do 1 damage.
Yep, 1. We get some sneak attack damage.
Yeah,
Come on, anything.
you do get sneak
9,
attack.
10,
Alright.
10
Yeah.
damage total.
You saved it with the sneak
It's it.
attack.
We take those.
Say that I had my short sword of warning in my hand that is functioning, and then my dagger of venom in the hand that is actually curled up next to my body because it hurts a lot.
This is my strong hand.
Like the hand of the guy from what's that, a scary movie or something?
Yeah.
Like that, right? Yeah.
Take my
yeah.
strong hand. So that you weren't fully prepared for the creature to be pinned, basically prone on the ground. So your dagger of venom, you kind of swung and missed, but you managed to take the sword, and as you were landing onto your feet, drive the sword in, slashing a good chunk of this creature's body. And as you do, I want Bosch, Kenny, and Silva to do a perception check for me.
Oh, alright. I finally... Because I'm blade singing, I have advantage on perception. So I can just roll it flat.
You have advantage because it's a check.
I have disadvantage because I have an
He
exhaustion
has a
point.
level of exhaustion from the thing.
So the advantage cancels that out. I got a 24.
Nice. So with that, you're watching Kenny kind of come down and strike it, and you see as he drives his blade through the shoulder of the creature, you see a solid, I guess, part of a body appear through the body of the creature, the ghostly apparition of the creature. Where's my mouse? I'm gonna move you for a second, Kenny, because I have to do this. So, as you drive it down in the blade, you start to see this spirited body start to fade away, and it brings what looks like a elven creature to the surface, revealing itself through the apparition's image, still laying prone, but beaten, bloodied, and extremely emaciated, really thin, really drained of what its energy looks like. And you just hear this elven creature start to kind of whimper. It does have the sword in hand on the ground, but it looks like the sword's been kind of surgically attached to the arm. So there's no actual hand, but there's just a blade for the arm. And you see this elven creature is kind of just whimpering on the ground. And she's just please, don't hurt me, please.
Like the sword is like surgically
Yeah,
attached
so
to it.
essentially one arm is kind of, it goes to just a little bit past the elbow, and then turns into the blade of a sword. Is her left arm, but she's still laying on the ground in the same position that that apparition was laying. But she starts essentially begging for mercy from you guys.
I am extremely distrustful of this, given how evil that thing was. Alright. Drop your weapon. No, seriously, just like put your weapon down towards your side or something.
Well, she's still prone on the ground, so she's kind of like laying with her arms. I'd say probably around her head a little bit. She's got her head tilted to the side, kind of looking up at you guys and just kind of begging for mercy. She's still prone on the ground, so she's not in any sort of striking stance.
Did she seem like she's full of shit?
If you want to do an insight check, you guys can. No, you can get in on this as well, as you do see what is happening. You're just not as close.
I got a 10.
I'd say just
14.
cut her arm off.
Just lop her arm off.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't seem like a terrible idea.
Kenny, are you doing an insight?
Should roll an insight check to find out.
To see if she's being, I guess, sincere about begging for mercy?
No, I was saying to you to roll an insight check to see if I'm going to roll an insight check. Yeah, it's a 12. Being opposite
So
of
with
him,
that, yeah, no, you kind of get the feeling that she's not a threat, but she's not going to comply. The rest of you guys kind of feel like that she just, you don't trust her. You can't tell, you can't really see any telling signs that she's distrustful, but you also, from everything you've experienced thus far, you guys are more of the murder hobos, if you will. You feel like maybe it'd be best to just kind of finish her off.
I guess with that, I'm gonna like step on her sword arm on the blade,
Okay.
and just point my shadow blade at her and say, "Explain fast."
Alright. So you basically step onto her, what appears to be her only weapon, and pinning it to the ground, and you hold your shadow blade up to her throat, ready to strike if she says it or does anything that you feel uncomfortable with. She looks up at you as you ask your question and says, I don't even remember how I got here. I don't even remember how I got this arm. Just one minute I stumbled upon this room down here, and the next minute I'm engulfed in a tether, a weird, gross goo. I don't remember much until this moment, and now you guys are all standing around me, ready to strike.
Well, what do you guys think?
Not in agreement, looking down to my arm and also being like, I don't know what happened to my arm either.
They all witnessed it.
I don't remember.
I feel you.
Yeah, I guess that's gonna be my turn. I'm just gonna try and be threatening.
Alright. I'll consider her pinned, as she did not seem to fight against you when you kind of put your foot onto her bladed arm.
Okay.
So she is pinned. I don't know exactly. I don't know what pin grants you.
Well, I think she just wouldn't be able to make an attack with a weapon.
Oh, they're considered.
If that's what you're.
They're considered restrained.
Yeah, if she's restrained, she's got like no movement, and she has disadvantage on attacks, and we have advantage on attacks against her.
Yeah, essentially. And she also has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, so she's considered restrained. Anyway,
Good.
so you got it pinned down, and you still have the blade to her throat. That being your turn, I guess that brings up no.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna scooch you up a little bit here. Do we have anything with which to take her prisoner? I think we got rope and stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, you guys each have rope, and you could try to tie her up. I mean, last time you guys tied someone up, you forgot to remove their weapons.
Yeah, but I mean, we can't, surgically remove this person's weapon at the time, so I think we just restrain them to the best and then get on with our interrogation, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a way that I can tie them up so that they obviously couldn't really use their sword to cut the ropes? I don't know how to explain that.
I mean,
arms pinned behind their back, time between the elbows.
yeah, I guess there's a way. So, with her still being pinned, you could take the rope. Are you gonna tie her up, or are you trying to have someone else? I do believe it's a dexterity check.
I mean, is anybody else good with knots? Because I mean, I could do it.
Yeah, it's just essentially just a straight up dexterity check.
Good old 11.
Yeah. Unless I don't know if you want to consider my pinning or some sort of help.
You could use that as advantage, and she's not necessarily resisting you as you're tying her up. So you could roll that dex check, not save. I mean, it's probably the same anyways, but...
I mean, it's +1 either way.
Yeah.
What if we nat 20 it?
Oh!
That's the best goddamn nuts you've ever seen in your life!
So you're over here, and you were questioning yourself for a moment, and then you were just phased back in time, and you just imagine that little pat on the butt that you got from Kenny,
Back
and you're
in
just
drug
like...
school when I got my knot tying badge.
Yeah, you feel confident in yourself, and you're like, I got this. So you tie it up, and you tie it pretty well, well enough that she's unable to move her arms. Are you tying her legs as well? Or are you just kind of just the arms?
I mean, like not like fully, inappropriately, but yeah, just enough to hobble.
Alright, so you basically tie her up and sit her up against the pedestal that's in the middle there, that you guys had originally placed those gems in so long ago. And she's now sitting there, bound and head down. She seems kind of just very disappointed with the current situation, not making any sort of eye contact.
All right, who wants to start the questioning?
Why don't you go, Silva? There's Silva not here.
I'm
Silva's in the
there.
plane, I think, right?
Yeah, I just. Oh wait, you see me flicker in and out a couple more times over the next minute, and then I'm like, all right, I think it's over. I think it's stable. We're good. I look at the elf and I go, so what's with the sword?
I told you, I don't know how I came here. I was just wandering about through the plains. I found myself
The
in
plains, the general,
the
fields of grass,
fields, yes,
or like
yes,
Okay.
fields of grass.
Okay.
Because
trust
where
me, we've been plane hopping for the last I don't know, I've lost track of time at this point in time. But we need to specify these things, my friend.
plains, Plains. Because the entrance to this tomb, or well, the shrine, I guess you will,
is in the
plains.
plains.
She,
Okay.
I was wandering the plains and I discovered the stairwell through a cave that brought me down here. And as I dove deeper, so you see her kind of just wince in a little bit of pain, and she bites down onto her lower lip extremely hard, and you start to see a little bit of blood start to draw out from it, and then she lets go, and I just don't remember. I just don't. And she still has yet to make eye contact with any of you guys.
Is the sword distinct in any way? Does it have like runes or writing, or does it look like something else might have grafted it onto her?
It looks like something else might have grafted it on, and it kind of looks like a rusty long sword. The hilt has just been snapped off, and a blade was just embedded into the stub of her forearm.
I'm going to look at my dog. I'm going to point at the sword and go, find source.
You actually mean your dog, or you meaning Kenny?
No, I mean my actual dire wolf.
Kenny just runs off. I got it! Just wait. Kenny, get back here!
So, can it make a perception check, please?
Yes. I guess if you can have your summoned wolf search. Perception check.
16.
16. So, your wolf's gonna take a minute to kind of wander about. It sniffs the blade itself. Ow, cat! Fucking don't claw me. It sniffs the blade itself and then kind of starts to wander about the room, looking for any sort of other part of another scent that matches it. It's not finding anything right off the bat. How far do you want it to search? Do you want it to just kind of search the tomb as far as you guys can see, or do you want it to venture out of sight?
I mean, I'm okay. I just wanted to search, like it's following a scent trail. It's essentially a dog. So, I'm going to let it go where it wants.
Okay. So the dog is going to. I'm trying to turn him. Boop. So you see the dog essentially moving quickly down towards the entrance. However, it starts to disappear out of sight from where you guys are. Put him onto this. You still feel its presence as it is your summoned creature, so nothing has come harm to it yet. But it is.
Where is it? Where'd it go?
I shifted it out of sight. in
Yeah,
Roll20.
in which direction?
Oh, he went this way. I
Watch
guess
her.
south.
I look at them and go, watch her. Alright.
Oh, you're following her.
I'm gonna follow my dog. Yeah.
Where did he go? Oh, there he is. I lost it.
He lost the dog, yeah. Oh, there you are.
Oh, there it is. I thought it was like up over here. So the dog comes all the way to the entrance, and then you see it kind of just stop and sit on the ground. It's looking both left and right into the two doorways that I don't know if you remember. They're the, I guess, trials of past combatants, if you will. But it seems like it's unsure of which direction to go, whether it's to the left or to the right.
I yell up the stairs. Left or right? Elf lady.
Yeah, we'll ask her.
Oh.
Which way should he be going? Left or right?
She just kind of shrugs her shoulders, shakes her head, and then you notice that she tilts her head favoring the left side.
So this way, of course. Alright.
So your wolf kind of follows you, picking up slightly stronger on the scent itself, and you see him kind of scurry past you into this room here. And as he enters into the room, one of the plaques that was on this wall, if you remember, they were or the levers on this wall were saying, I think it was like forgiveness.
Very much do not remember this dungeon, by the way.
I have it somewhere. I'm not gonna look it up right now, but it's
That's
like
fine.
I think it's like forgiveness, devour, and sacrifice or something like that. But you notice that in between two of the levers here is a small, what looks like the hilt of a blade, and you see your wolf kind of quickly move up towards it. Move the camera down here. Move up towards it, and in here he finds it, and he's kind of just sitting next to it, looking at you, and then wagging his tail as he feels like he's done a good job.
Bring it along.
What did you say? You want him to pick it up?
I'm gonna have him pick it up. I'm a shadow wolf. I'm gonna use my damn shadow wolf.
So you see it start to move forward, and it tries to lean forward, bite down into the blade, but as it picks up the blade, or the hilt of the blade, starts to disintegrate. You can see that it's just very, very old. A lot of the leather working into the hilt itself has decayed, and it kind of just starts to fall apart, and all that's really left is the sleeve that sits around the blade itself.
You mean the sheath?
No, it's not even it's not the sheath. So inside the hilt is a little sleeve where the blade sits into it. I don't know that.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. No, I gotcha.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a little pocket that part of the blade sits into to fuse them together.
Which two levers was it in between?
The first two here. One, I believe, is forgiveness, and the second one was devour.
Okay, but we answered this puzzle, right? What was the solution to this thing? What do we do in this room?
All right.
Well,
going
because
back.
like, okay, sorry. With the knowledge of what this room does, would I know that the blade got fused to her arm because of this room, or because of something else outside this room?
You would know that it was something else outside this room.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna stop caring about the room, and then I'm gonna come over here and look at this one as well, since the dog found another scent. And I'll be bringing my dog along with me. Where the fuck are you? Hey Fido, come along. We've got work to do.
Jesus Christ.
What?
We did this entrance to this part was back in May. We've been in Bahamut's tomb for the past 3 months.
Yes.
Or shrine. Jesus Christ. Alright, there. So you're checking out this other room.
Yeah, why not? See if there's anything else to tell me what the hell is going on with this elf and why the spirits are attached to her.
So entering into here, your Shadow Wolf finds what appears to be um, the severed forearm, probably from the elf girl. You guys didn't really notice it before because you weren't too concerned with the fact that there's bones on the floor. It is essentially a shrine tomb area, so it didn't draw too much attention from you guys. But there is a what looks like a broken forearm on the ground here, but because it's so old, all the flesh and meat has decayed off of it, and it's just leaving with the hand and the half of the forearm. I forget the name of the bone in the arm, or the bones in the arm.
All right, I'm gonna point out and go grab that too while we're at it, and then I'm gonna come back up here to the elf.
As you're while you're while you're still all the way back down here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Your wolf picks up the bone, and because Bosch, Kenny, and Yano are still up here, kind of just watching your prisoner, you see her suddenly start to wince in a lot of pain, and she rolls over onto her side, just falling over as she can't really brace herself, and you just hear just, and you see just part of the blade start to just, it seems like her arm is rejecting the blade at this point, and it's pushing the sword out of her forearm. You hear it just ting 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 fall out onto the ground, and she's just wincing in pain as all this black goo starts to just come out of her forearm all around the altar. It starts to drip down and around, flooding around your feet. Are you guys backing out of the area as it starts to move towards you, this blackened goo?
Does anyone have enough of a heart to grab the elf?
Well, if I'm restraining her, I suppose I'm already grabbing her, in a way.
Well,
so I'll.
I figure you're no longer pinning her because she got tied up.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll just grab her on the way out and try and move away from the goo.
Okay, so this goo. The weird thing is, this goo is coming out of her now stump of an arm. So as you try to pull her away to try and get her out of this goo is just following. It's coming out of her arm.
Well, I guess I'll drag her by the feet then.
I won't touch that. I'll touch this.
No. Not into goo. Never been a goo guy.
Well, you have a little bit of PTSD, as I'm sure the rest of the party does at this point. This similar style goo is what had drawn you guys into the crystal in the beginning.
Oh.
So you're unsure and just do not want to touch it, do not want to go near it. It just seems like it's an acidic ooze that's just kind of eating away at the ground, and it's expanding, it's moving, it's trying to... It almost seems like it's chasing you.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely backing the fuck away from that.
You're still trying to drag the girl out of it?
If it seems like I'm able to do it safely, like if I grab a foot and drag her so that goo arm is not right where I'm touching, then yeah, I'll try and drag her out of it.
So you can try to drag her, but this goo is essentially following you as you're dragging it, because it's coming out of her arm. It's like in wherever she's going, it's going.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll drop her and just back up.
Just fuck this shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I tried.
Yeah, I know. Are you backing up a little bit?
Yeah.
Can you get your guy? There you go.
Yeah. Oh, that's totem.
Oh yeah, I moved the totem for you so that you can. There.
Oh, that should be gone. By the way, it's been a minute.
Oh, all right. So this black ooze is just kind of starting to engulf the area, and it doesn't seem to be stopping or slowing down. It's not moving fast, but it is slowly starting to. I guess I can just go like. let's do that for now. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. Did I put that as visible? See. So, I will shrink it down a little bit. 10 feet. This ooze is slowly starting to just protrude from her body, and you can see her kind of rolling around in it. And as she's rolling around in this, the ooze, Silva, at this point, you have returned to at least the steps here, and you see what's going on. And you see this ooze just coming down from the altar here. And you see her rolling around in it, and she's just kind of doing this cackling laugh as the ooze eats away at the ropes binding her. And she just rolls around, and then the ooze starts to just wrap around her body and starts to tether into a rather
I chuck her arm at her.
You chuck her arm at her?
I literally throw her arm back at her. Here, I think this is yours.
Well, unfortunately, it's essentially too little, too late. You throw it back at her, and it lands in the ooze, and you see the ooze kind of wrap around it, and it starts to bring it all back to her. It reaches a certain distance, and then this goo just starts to come back and start to form this grotesque-looking creature around her. She starts to disappear, but in her place appears this massive ooze-looking bear. And it lets out an echoing roar across the hall. It's just ooze and spit just starts to fly out of its mouth in all directions, landing on the ground. And you see the ooze that's landing on the ground is starting to sizzle away at the stone. It seems like it's very acidic. But before we call this combat, I think I might just call it here because it is almost 10.
That's fine.
That's cool.
We can do the combat next week.
Good old ooze bear, huh?
Ooze bear. So with that, anybody who's been watching, thank you, and feel free to listen to this tune by Kenny.
I am Steezy. I am bad. I'm not afraid to drop it. The gods of Stirk are conspiring to make my day sensational. Sensational.